Welcome to this video. So today we're going to automate how you can send daily email reports to yourself or to your friends, to anyone really. So whenever let's say you wake up in the morning, I believe we've all had this situations whereby you just want to get a fresh email report every morning straight to your inbox without having to lift a finger or even just the process of sending that email. So I'm going to say I can be able to automate that in Python over the next few minutes. So by the end of this video, you're going to learn how to gather data, and there are many ways that you can do this. Format that data neatly, then send it automatically, let's say every morning by 8 a.m. as an email report. It could be a business report, anything that you'd wish for to do this. You need a few things for this. You need to have Python installed. So already have Python installed in our machine here. Latest version 3.8 and above is okay. You need to have a Gmail account or any SMTP enabled email, which is almost all of them, I think. Then you need to have, of course, some libraries that are going to be using. So there's one main library that you need here, and I'm going to just drag the terminal here, and I'll just go back and I need to activate my virtual environment that I'm using. So you need the library known as schedule, right? So to install it, just say pip install schedule. Uh, like that. So this is the library that we need. We need this for timing. Then we're going to use a lot of other Python's built-in libraries or modules like smtplib and email, but we'll see that. But this is the main one. I already have it installed. So as you can see in my case, it's already installed. But I need to install that. So the first step that I want us to start with is data. We need data, of course. For the demo that I'm going to be showing you here, and I'll just increase the font a little bit just because. Uh, so what you need here in terms of the demo, I'm going to just simulate some simple sales data, and I'll just write everything that comes to mind. And we're going to use Python's random library, but in real life, you'll ideally get this data from a database somewhere or from an API. So let's get started. Our daily report. So I have two files. One is called daily underscore report.py. There's job.py, which you're going to see in a moment. But in our daily report, this is where we're going to have everything, most of the logic. So we're going to first of all import random, and we know what random does. And then we're going to also import the date. So we'll just say from datetime module, we're going to import, from datetime, we're going to import date. Okay, date. Now that we have date, let's create a function, and we're going to call this function generate underscore sales underscore report, because we need to generate a sales report. Okay, what am I doing here? I need to, like that. Okay. So once you have that, the next thing you're going to do once you've created this function is we need to define a few things here. So for example, we need to get the dates, we need to get the total sales and all this. So I'm going to get a variable called today, and on this we're going to use the date that we just imported. Then just say date dot today, and then from today we're going to get the GISA format. So just say in ISO format. Then the next thing we need here is for example, total sales. So again, remember, we're using the random library here. So I'll just say a variable called total sales, and then using random, we'll just say random dot random integer. Should be a rand int. And on this, we want something somewhere sales between, let's say, should have 1,000 and let's say 10,000. So anything in between that. Then it also needs to generate, for example, the number of orders that have been made on the products that we are selling. Again, this is all hypothetical. So we have random dot rand int, and on this one as well. So let's say we've sold about let's say 80 to 100. So anything in between that. Then we need to have an average order. So I'll just have average underscore order, and for the average order we're going to just round everything. So we'll just round total sales, and then we're going to divide total sales with the number of orders. So number of orders was num underscore orders. And then the other thing we need is the report. So of course, there's the sales report. So using all this information, we can easily generate the sales report that we need. Yeah. So to get the sales report that we need here, we're going to create a variable called report, and we're going to just write like some a message using using a number of f strings. So I'll just have an f string that says something like, it's a daily, okay, daily sales report. Then let's say for the date, we'll just say today. So I'll just say for today. So daily sales report for today. So it will give us the date there, of course. And then to get to a new line, of course, backslash n. And then let's see. Okay, let me just have like uh, a bunch of hyphens here. Then let's use a backslash n here as well. And then on a new line, we'll have total sales. So I'm going to have another f string. Then I'll have a backslash n at the end there. And I'm going to just copy paste this twice. Okay, let's start with this one. So we need total sales. And total sales is, what do you have? It's total, the variable is total underscore sales, right? Then the other thing we need from here is the number of orders. Number of orders. Ooh. Number of orders. And for number of orders here, I'll pass in the num underscore orders variable. Then you'll also need the average order. So average order. And in this case, I mean, you need to be able to just format it to your own liking. In this case, I'm just doing this because, this just as an example. But you need to format it on your own. So in my case, this is just the simple report that I have. Then we can basically return the report. Now, remember what we mentioned in the beginning. All these, we just had coding it for, kind of had coding it for demonstration purposes, but you'll ideally get this kind of data from either an API or from a database, right? So for example, one of the things that you can apply, if assuming you've already watched the previous video that we did on how to build an AI agent, is you can be generating these reports using that model. So you sort of feed it to your API, many other things, and then you generate the report. I'll let you just be creative with that. But with this function here, it's going to return a simple string. Then that simple string is our report body. Yeah. So if I'll just demonstrate this right now. So I'm going to call, because we are returning, so I'll have to call it in a print statement. So generate sales report. We call this function. Then let me just expand this a little bit. Then we run our code. So I'll just say Python daily report.py. I should be okay. Let me run it again. Python daily report.py. Then as you can see, we're getting the report. So this is the report that gets sent to your email. Daily sales report for today is on 25th of May 2025. Then these are the total sales, number of orders, and the average order value. You can see there, a really simple report, nothing crazy. So once we're able to generate our report, then next we need to be able to craft our email. So in this case, we're going to read the SMTP credentials from an environment variable so that we don't have to hard code our passwords. So I'll just introduce this on what an environment variable is, but if you need to understand it further, please refer to the video on building AI agents. But an environment variable basically allows you to use certain details in your project, and those are sort of details that we refer to as secrets, and this is information that shouldn't be shared publicly. So think of your passwords and your API keys. That those are information that you shouldn't be sharing publicly. So we store that in an environment variable so that it can only be used locally within your machine. So, and also you never share this with anyone. So what you do is you create a file and you just call it .env. And then here's where you're going to have environment variables. So to have environment variables, You can define them however, but I'm going to just define the two that we need. So we need the email and the password to that email, because remember this script is going to log into your email and then carry out the other operations. So I'm going to we'll use export. Then you have the environment variable. So the environment variable, the first one is going to be reporter. It's a reporter underscore email. Then here you'll give it your email, right? So I'm going to just say uh, test at email.com. So I'm not going to use my email. Of course, I don't want to show you my private email and password. Then we have another one here is going to be reporter, but now pass. This is for password. And in this case, you're going to write in your password, right? So if your password is 12345, of course, I really hope this is not your real password. But so you have your email and password written there in your env. Now, not what I mentioned at the beginning. Environment variables, this is private information. You shouldn't share it anywhere publicly on GitHub anywhere. So you need to have it in a .env file. But to go further with your code, because at some point your code needs to be shared for collaboration on GitHub and for other things and for your portfolio, you don't want this to be pushed to GitHub. So for you need to push it to GitHub, you will create another file and call it .gitignore. And what this is going to do is, if you're already tracking your project with Git, then it's not going to, you're basically telling Git that do not track the specific file name that I'm going to show you. So in this case, .env, then there is this file called double underscore pi cache. I also don't want to just also share that, or rather just push it to GitHub. So you pass everything in here, you save, and you're good to go. So these files are going to be private. So actually, I think I already have another gitignore in the previous, or rather in the larger folder. But either way, I needed to show you that. So you have an env, then we can now start. Let me just remove this print here. Then we can start sending emails. So for us to craft our emails, we need a few things here. First, we need to import a few things. We need to import the OS module. Then once we've imported the OS module, we need to import smtplib. It's already built in Python. Then from email.message, we need to import email message, like that. So these are the things that we need. Okay, so it's imported, not used. We're going to use this, so no worries. Then we'll create we need to sort of fetch these email credentials. And so it's able to just fetch them in the beginning. So you can fetch them in the beginning here or somewhere down here. Let's see. Okay, I'll just fetch them here for now. So we'll have email underscore address, and the email address from what we used. So it's going to be OS. We need to fetch it from the .env file. So just os.getEnv for get environment variable. Then we call it reporter underscore email. And then I'll just copy paste this. The next thing was email password. Password. Then .getEnv here, it's going to be reporter pass, like that. So once you have the email and the email address and the email password, then you can now create a function for sending your email. Remember, you can have this as a separate module if you want to. So to send the email, of course, you need that report that you're sending on the email. So we're going to pass in here report underscore txt. I'll just okay, just call it text. Report underscore text as the variable, not variable but parameter. Then we need the message. So to get the message, I'll just create a variable here called msg. And then here we're going to call email message. So it's going to give us the message there. Then so in the message, remember this is going to come as an object. So we talked about this in object oriented programming. Refer to that as well if you need more information. So we'll first start with the subject of the email. So we'll have this, and then we have subject. The email subject, of course, is going to be the title of that email. So in this, I'm going to just call it something like your daily sales report, like that. Then after you have your message, you need to show where the message is from and where this message is being sent to. So we'll just have a message, then from. Where is this message from? We have email address variable that we have there. Then message, so where is this message being sent to? So message to, in this case where the message is being sent to, you'll write in your email. So your email, assuming you want to send the email to yourself or to your manager or your official email, so just something like manager@email.com. Then once you have where you're sending your message to, then you can set the content to that. So the content that does goes to the email. So I'll just say msg dot set content. Then for setting content, the content that you are passing here is the report text. Remember, report text is the parameter to this send email function. So once you have all this set, the next main step for you is to connect to the Gmail SMTP server. So how you connect to the Gmail SMTP? I'll even just have a comment here. So just say connect, should be C here, connect to Gmail, connect to Gmail SMTP server. So how you connect to that, you just use the with library here as well. So just say with, then with is not a library, but anyway, use with, then you say with SMTP lib, which we imported earlier on, dot SMTP, but now you'll say SMTP SSL. So SMTP SSL, then you pass in, what you need here is, as the first argument is going to be S, should be lowercase. So we'll just call it SMTP should be dot gmail.com, then 465 465, should be supposed to be a comma here, 465, and then just this as SMTP. So once we already know how to use the with. We've used it in file handling before. So then you have smtp.login. Then you'll pass in. You need to log into your email, of course. So this is what all this does. You need the email address. Then you need the email password. So email address, email password. You good. Then you can now send the message. So just say smtp lowercase smtp dot send underscore message, then just have msg, like that. This is the message that you're getting from up there. Then you can just print a statement that tells the user that an email has been sent. So I'll just say email email sent. You can have some emojis if you want to, however you'd like to just format this. So with what we have here, this should be able to send an email. We've already generated a report. All this connection does go through. But now the main thing that you need to do is try to schedule your emails, right? Now I'm not going to, of course, run this right now and everything, because I don't want to share my my private email and password everything here. But I've already tested this thing; it works. So just go try it out on your end. In case you have a challenge, do let me know. But with this, you should be able to send your email once you run your function. Now, the last piece, like I've mentioned, is scheduling. So, which is why in the beginning we installed the schedule module library. So we use schedule to run our job every day. So this is like a job that you are running every day. Then you can give a time, for example, every day in the morning at 8 a.m. So to do the schedule, this is where we have the job .py here. So to run the job here, you'll import schedule like that. So you'll import schedule. Then once you've imported schedule, you also need to import time. Then from the daily report, we need to import the two things. We need to import the generate sales report and send email. So both of these functions. Then you can just define a function here and call it job. then once you have the job function, you can create your report here. So for report, all you need to do is, of course, just call the generate sales report. Remember, it uses the return statement to return everything, so you can be able to just do this. Then send email. You can just send the email here. You pass in the report. Again, just everything that we've been doing in the other file, but now we want to schedule all this in as a job. So to schedule the job, you use the schedule that we just imported. Then you just say schedule dot every. Then in this case, you specify day. So every dot day dot at. This way you give it the time. So if you want to schedule everything to run at, let's say, 0800, this is 8 a.m., you do that. Then you say dot do. Then you want it to do the job, should be a dot do. Then you want it to do the job that we just created up there. So with this, you are able to basically you're able to schedule everything. The only other thing that you need to do, you can just have just everything here to like set some time to maybe checking everything that you need, and just a statement to display to show you that the schedule has started, and you already know how to do that. We'll just have a name, then we're going to have main should be underscore like this. Then we're going to print a simple statement. Print a simple statement. The statement is going to be, let's say, your scheduler has started. Scheduler has started. Then we say something like print. Let's say print Control C. I think that should be good. Control C to exit. I remember all this is running in the CLI, so that's why I'm doing all this. Then just say a statement like while true. While true, you can have you can run the schedule. So just say here schedule. Not really, okay. We just say schedule dot. It has this run underscore pending method in it. So run underscore pending. Then you can just be checking every 30 seconds. So to check every 30 seconds, you just say time dot sleep. Then you specify the time here. I'll just say 30 for 30 seconds. So this is going to be checking everything every day. So the loop just keeps doing that, keeps your script alive and checks for any pending jobs that haven't been run. That is what this is going to do. And this year I already installed schedule, say not resolved and everything. I already installed it, so I probably just need to install it again. But this is simply how you do that. So right now, if I run this code, so okay, so we have, okay, I think there's probably an issue with schedule, honestly. Let me just try to pip install schedule again. It says requirement satisfied, but it just keeps on doing its thing. Anyway, so once you have this thing installed, you should be able to run your project well without an issue. If you face a similar issue as I am, but mine is because of there seems to be an issue with the installation right now, but everything is working perfectly. Or that should work perfectly here, and that is basically it. Maybe another step is, in case you don't want to send everything like to basically schedule all this, all you'll need to do, you'll just get rid of the loop as well. And then you'll just switch the schedule in case you just want to, for example, you want to run it manually, you can do that. And yeah, that is basically how you create your a scheduler for a daily report. And this is just simple automation. You can extend this automation further to many other things that you want. And that is it. I hope you found this helpful. If you liked it, smash the like button, of course, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Like and share this video with everyone. Cheers.